Hi guys, today this is the follow-up to the heatsink video that I made for the laser cutter. I redesigned the board, and if you want I'll maybe show you how I actually did things, sorted out the board on Tinkercad in order to get the screws proper. Okay, right, so there's the heatsink. There's a heatsink there. There's actually another heatsink under there. Now that one under there is the one I did in the video, and this one is one I did after that because I had the copper and I thought I might as well. Now on the bottom, that is stuck on with a tape. It's sort of like a gooey tape. It is a heat transfer tape, so that one was done that way. When I redid this one, I had some, like I say, bits left over, so I just put them on, and it sort of goes there. Now that one, obviously you've got something like a chip like that, and then there's a space around it, and there were some other chips further on, like over there. So what I did is on the main chip, or I mean the MOSFET, I put the double-sided sticky tape, just you know, it was about 8 by 8 millimeters, and so on for the ones down the end. And then in between that, I got Arctic paste, which comes in a sort of syringe. So the tape went down on the middle, and then around the chip I gave it a little bit extra all the way around, so when the plate went down it should touch it. The reason I did that is at the more contact with material, proper material, not air, the better it's going to get into this heatsink. So now, and they're all you know, not metallic base, so you can just put them on top of stuff. So now, so you've got a little bit of tape there, and around it you've got a major bit of Arctic paste squeezed down. Now obviously, like on a PC, on a CPU, you'd have something like clamps on either side to clamp it down. Obviously this isn't made that way, so I had to just improvise it, and the best way to improvise it was really just elastic bands. I know it's not good as a long-term solution, but it's working for now. I was worried that if this got hot this might melt, but the way it is at the moment, I have been using it and it's not a problem. This doesn't get hot much at all, you know, easily touchable. Okay, so basically I set up the points basically on Tinkercad. I set this as one thing, along with, since I knew where things had to be in relation to that, like the fan and the other fan, I created that on a board with these around it, and then I produced this again on a board, and then I just moved it around and then created a big board around it to cover up the bottom. I wasn't too sure how that would, with my measurements, how that would actually work, so in the end I thought, well, if I put loads of holes, chances are one of them is going to be right to get the right angle onto that, otherwise it's going to be too short or too long, and then I'd have to reprint it. So luckily enough that sort of is right, and it goes down there. If anything, this could have been moved over a couple more millimeters, so because the actual chip is about there and the center of the fan is about there, it's not really a problem. This is just one of the odd ones I had from that pack I bought off Amazon, just to, I'll stick that down or something, and that is in case anything does move, it's not going to short out the I think they're Bluetooth tags or something like that, but no one's ever really used it, I think. At the time I did it, the heatsink, if you saw it, it was over there and I was heat gunning it and trying to do things, and I did notice at the end when I came to put this on that I actually had some of the solder on there, and I had it powered as well, so I was a bit worried when I actually done it and turned it on that I could have actually blown these chips or done something to the board, but after I picked little bits off it, it seems to work fine. Okay, I had to add this one here because what I found was I put these on the same way, but then I found that this one actually, the positive was on the other side. Oh, that's not particularly right, is it? I think. I know that. Oh yeah, the positive was on this side, but the actual socket works the wrong way round. So now we've got that goes there. Produced a little pocket in the thing, and that sort of sits in there. Yeah, I could make something better, but that's it. And that will blow up against the bottom one and the top one. Obviously that is stopping it, but the main thing that's blowing the top one is that one over there, and that blows it down and along. The other reason I wanted that as well was A, yes, it's helping the bottom, but B, I believe these can get hot. They haven't for me, but they can get hot since they're driving the servos, and this again cools them down. Doesn't need any heat sink, it just needs a bit of cooling. Okay, so that's basically the board. I say I might do a video on how I actually created the board. I mean, I got the file, so if ever I want to change it, I can. Oh yeah, and that's held on just with that there. I mean, it's not a finished item, but it's 90% finished as to where I'm going with it. I mean, eventually this will have to go like that. Don't know if you can see it, but that will go like that. I have cut, like I say, but I have got a few problems. If you can see that, I'm getting problems with gaps. Now what I think that is, which I thought it might happen, but it's actually worse than I thought it was, is the as we know, on the ones I bought off eBay, I don't know if the actual Banggood ones are different, the proper Electromakers, but there's a bit of wobble. Now when it's going, you don't really notice any major problems, it just moves nice and everything, but it seems like it does actually create a problem when this goes. I don't know what it is, but obviously just a very minute problem here of say 0.1 of a millimeter down on the bottom could be 3 or 4 millimeters the way it goes. So that will be the next project. I mean, I've made the bits, it's a matter of just doing that now. I wasn't too sure if it was actually the software causing it, but I've no reason to believe that, and I just think it's the intrinsic wobble that's there. Okay, so that's basically the video for that. There will be a video for this. There's not really a lot more I want to do with that, or that I can think of, unless you've got anything that you would like to add. I mean, maybe I could put some sort of temperature gauge there, I suppose. That's the only other thing I suppose that's possible. But before, this used to get red hot, by the way, and now it is, when you touch it, it's like a warm day. It's nothing more than that with that fan going. Like I said in the other video, the moment this goes on, the fans go on. I didn't want a separate switch in case one day I set the laser off and forget to turn these fans on, and that might just be enough to burn the chip out. And the chip is, well, the board was I think £20 or so, where the fans are like a couple quid each. So it's worth, even if they burn out, I'm going to get my money's worth out of those. Okay, so that's it for this video. Please like, subscribe, ask questions if you have any comments. See you in the next video. Thank you.